Tier 4 engine was basically incorporated to duplicate what we had in the system before with lower emissions, and basically the machine is functioning just like we expected it to. The Tier 4 engines are equivalent to what we're running in our 2007 model trucks. The engines themselves have proven themselves very reliable. The regen system has shown that it's relatively simple to operate. The operators really don't experience anything different, and so far it's been a very minor change going from Tier 3 to Tier 4. As an operator of a ready-mix operation, we are always in need of reducing our footprint on the environment. With environmental requirements becoming more and more strict, Cummins Tier 4 will allow us to reduce our carbon footprint and still maintain our production level without any issues with production or downtime, and will allow us also to be a greener operator as a result.
The Tier 4 machine engine has improved the power of it, the ability to stockpile material a little bit higher. You only stockpile sometimes about 9 or 8 feet with the other machine. This machine I can stockpile up to 10 feet high. I like the machine because it's real easy to handle and operate. The Tier 4 machine, it seems like it's got a better get up and go, and it pushes material easier. I drive it, or when I operate it, I drive it in automatic nearly all the time. And if it's need an issue of more power, it's there. You know, if you need it, it shifts real easy and operates real good. The after treatment lights, I've never noticed them to come on before or taken any power from it before. You know, when I operate it, I'd recommend the change for the Tier 3 to Tier 4 because of the better performance, and it's just a better machine, or it works better than the Tier 3. The way I feel it, I don't have to fill it up as often as we used to. We would fill up about every 12, 13 hours. And now I think we're getting, sometimes we go 2 days without having to fill it up. The Tier 4 machine is a little bit quieter than the Tier 3. You know, you're more comfortable in there, and you don't have as much noises when you're trying to drive it. You can concentrate on what you're doing and everything. And the Tier 4 machine, like I said, now is just a good loader to operate, and I've been really satisfied with it. You know, it's been a good machine to me.
We fuel anywhere from every 10 hours to every 15 hours, depending on the needs of the equipment. We notice that we can go for longer periods of time with the Tier 4 versus our normal engines with Tier 3s. Well, typically, air filters should be cleaned every 100 or 250 hours, and then changed every 500. On this engine, we've noticed that you wind up with being able to go longer if it was necessary. Well, the air filter assembly is easier to service than the Tier 3 is. There's a different type of air cleaner assembly, and the way it's positioned makes it more serviceable. The time involved for our service people is less time. We are in a residential neighborhood, and noise becomes a big factor in our project, especially since we are a government contractor. We wind up in all different types of neighborhoods, close proximity to people's homes. You have less complaints from neighbors, less complaints from the people that are around you because you're less intrusive into their daily lives. You notice that when the engine throttles up, whether from start or off idle, with this engine, you never ever see any particulate or soot emitted from the exhaust system. The yellow light, which is for a caution to tell us to notice that something is going on with the after treatment, comes on occasionally. Well, as far as the process is concerned, the operator would never notice that it has ever taken place. No decrease in power, no visible or noticeable changes. It's simply that the light's coming on and that you'll notice that you hear a slight sound change in the engine. But as far as any performance, you don't notice any performance difference. I've been in the construction industry for over 30 years. I've seen a lot of stages come through of the different engines that was available from in the 70s till now. I think this is one of the major advances that you see in the engines that's come along. Whether that this engine adds any money into the price up front or not, you will recover it through your life of the machine and life of the engine through increased productivity, being able to work in areas that you might not be able to with other machines and engines. It would be my opinion that we would recommend purchasing the Tier 4 engines over the Tier 3 engines in the future, based on their performance, based on their fuel economy, and based on their uptime.